guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today's video we are doing our mid-year update. So I already released kind of our mid-year check-in where I kind of went through curriculum that I purchased, maybe curriculum that wasn't working out, updates on all the curriculum we're using. And so if you haven't watched that video yet, I'll link it down below. But in today's video, we are pretty much saying, okay, this is where we're at. We are halfway through our school year. We have just started our third quarter, and it's a good time to say, like, are we on track? Are we going to be finishing curriculum that we want to by the end of this school year? In our summer break, we take about 5 weeks off in summer to really split the school year, get some, really down rest time in there for the kids. Plus my kids go to like summer camp. So we are going to heavily rely on my online planner, which I've shared a ton about, but you're going to see a glimpse into that. So I use the online homeschool planner, Homeschool Planet, and it keeps me on track weekly with weekly schedules, but as well as it keeps me on track for our entire school year. I can look ahead. I have all of our curriculum and lessons input into it, and so I can really see, like, are we going to finish? Do we need to start doubling up? Something I'm very conscious about is we only do curriculum 3 times a week because we have co-ops 2 other days a week. And so we cut it pretty close being able to finish a full curriculum in our full school year, only doing 3 days a week. So sometimes that means that towards the end of the year, some curriculum we're finishing up and other curriculum we kind of need to double up on. I am the type of person, if we start a curriculum in a school year, like a math curriculum, I really like to finish it in that same school year, as long as, my kids are doing fine with it. Other curriculums, like we do a lot of rotation with language arts, like grammar and IEW writing and literature units. Those I'm not so picky about, but I do need to kind of see, like, what are we doing for the rest of the school year, as well as we are going to be adding some new curriculum in for the end of the school year to prepare for next school year. So I need to get in our schedule, see where we're at, get everything updated, get it all planned out. And yeah, so I'm going to flip the camera around. I'm going to be sharing my screen while I'm working on my computer desk, and I'm going to walk through where we're at in curriculum, updating our schedule, updating our plan. If you guys have any questions about how I schedule, how I plan, or Homeschool Planet in general, leave it down below in the comments. I'm also going to link some discount codes for Homeschool Planet and my other videos on Homeschool Planet where I go a little bit more in depth. Today's video is not like a Homeschool Planet tutorial. I'm just showing what I'm doing as far as like our mid-year to make sure we're on track, we're ending where we need to be. I have some travel dates for work and other things that I need to kind of adjust for schooling. So that is what we're going to be doing today. If you like these types of planning, organizing videos, please give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not already, please hit that subscribe button. I am getting close to my next goal, which will be 6,000 subscribers, where I am going to be doing a huge giveaway. So please help and support my channel grow. All right, guys, let's flip around and check out where we're at in our homeschool.
All right, so I just got into our Homeschool Planet online planner. I have tons of videos on this and how I originally set it all up. So if you have questions, I'm going to link some other videos. But what I'm doing is I'm going to look at, is our schedule on track? Meaning, do I have days off accounted for? Are we finishing our curriculum on time? And so that is everything that I'm going to be checking. I'm going to be checking, like, when is certain curriculum ending? Do I need to add something additional in? So that is what we're doing today. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our school year and calendars. I do have next school year already starting planned out, but that's another video coming out. So we're going to go to our 2023 and 2024 schedule. I have it broken down into 4 quarters. We just ended our second quarter and started our third quarter. On this little calendar, the red means it's not counted as a school day. Green means it is counted as a school day. So December and January, our co-op is not in session. That is why Mondays and Fridays are blocked off. My kids still have like homeschool, like social events, like they have skate days, they go on field trips, but they're not in their official co-op classes. So I'm not counting them as school days. So as we move into February, that is when co-op classes resume. So they will now have co-op classes on Mondays and Fridays. I am just checking some of the dates. So like I have a couple dates in February blocked off. I'm traveling for work, so we will not school on those days. I have a day off in April that we won't school because me and one of my other kids are traveling, but my other kids will still be doing their Friday co-op classes. So kind of just wanted to get those blocked off. We're not taking any other major breaks before the end of the year because we technically only do schoolwork 3 days a week. We don't find the need for like week-long breaks very often. So, that's just why you don't really see like whole weeks blocked off. Our co-ops do end in May, and so we will also be wrapping up at the end of May. I did extend our school year just through the first week of June, just in case we need it. I don't think we will need it, but I just wanted it to be on the schedule just in case we can do any makeup, any review, or this will be the days we do our end of year map testing is what we'll do on those days. So these are the last days of our official school year, and that is why it's grayed out underneath because that's not part of our school year. So we cut it off. That's the end. No more after that. And then we're also starting our summer break. We're going to be on a plane, taking a week-long vacation, and then my kids are going to be in summer camp. So this all looks good to me. I don't have to adjust any more dates at this time. I may have a couple more work travel dates throughout March and April that I need to add in, but it will be 1 or 2 days here or there. So I'm not super worried about adding that in now. I think we're going to be okay. So I'm going to save that. If I took away any school days that were already scheduled with assignments, my planner would have told me that I needed to update something. So this planner is very flexible and intuitive, but I didn't do that. I had already made all those changes. So what I'm looking at next is I'm actually going to work backwards. We're going to go through the rest of our school year. So this is the last week of our scheduled school year, and the only curriculum that is on schedule is IEW, which I think this is like one of the last weeks of IEW. I don't remember. I would need to go grab my book. Sometimes the scheduling gets a little wonky, like once I start skipping things. So I would need to check on it. But if this isn't the last week, I know it's really close to the last week. So as of right now, IEW is the only thing on the schedule actually for our last almost 3 weeks. So our last 3 weeks of school, the only thing that is still running is IEW's writing. I think my middle daughter will have like one more handwriting lesson, but that's something that not a huge deal. And then my oldest daughter has her last math assignment ending in May. So that's 3 weeks. So seeing this makes me feel better because I know I may have a couple more days off of school that we need to add in for travel, for sickness, whatever the case may be. So we have like kind of that 3-week buffer to where we're so on track with everything. It's all great. IEW, I don't honestly care if we finish that last week or not. We are starting it early enough that we actually may be able to finish on track. It's kind of just how I have it scheduled. I only have it scheduled twice a week. So in reality, I could bump this up to 3 times a week and we would finish on time. So that's kind of what I'm looking at in my mindset is, okay, if we're not going to finish this on time, what could I do to finish it on time? So IEW, I could definitely start making us work on it every day. We could start that May 1st and we would be finishing it on time. So IEW is fine. That's something we can definitely make work. Math is on track. As we saw, my oldest math will be finishing May 23rd. That's her final math test and she'll be done. My middle daughter, she's actually finishing her math end of April. So her math will actually be done a whole month early. That is because she did actually start this at the end of her 2nd grade year. So she actually started this school year already about 20 lessons in. So with her, we are probably just going to be working on continuing math, fact practice, multiplication. We may dabble into her next year's curriculum, but very slowly just to keep her practicing the skills. But, what I'm checking right now is just to make sure we're on track. We're going to finish on time. Nobody needs to double up lessons. We don't need any additional school days. We are all good. So math is also on track and good. Science, this is our last day of science, which will also be end of April, April 23rd. We'll be finishing up our last Apologia science lesson. So with this, I know then we'll have like a month left, which that's when we can add in like another little science mini unit if we wanted to, or just another unit because we'll have more available time to do that. History should also be ending somewhere around here. So let's see when our last history lesson is. Am I lying? Is history even scheduled? Okay, so actually we're finishing history a lot sooner than I anticipated, which may get pushed out a little bit. We don't always do 2 history lessons per week. Sometimes one lesson takes us our 2 days to do. So this will probably get pushed out a little bit, but it looks like our lesson 20, which is the last history lesson, would be ending on February 22nd, which is actually a month from now. So we would have 2.5 months left with not doing history. So again, I think this is going to get pushed out a couple days because sometimes we can't complete a full lesson in one day. It's just too much information for my kids to latch onto. But again, that tells me, okay, you know, we're dwindling down here. Like history takes up a lot of time during a school day where that spot of time is going to be open. Will I replace it with history? Maybe not. Will I replace it with something else? Possibly. So that is also good to know. Handwriting, they're on track. I'm really not super concerned with that. That we can always add additional or take away. We only do handwriting practice once a week at this point because we're handwriting through our other curriculum all the time. Beowulf grammar, I know we're not going to finish this week. We work on a couple pages every day. We'll probably get about 70% done with the entire grammar program. That's because we use it on and off. We take breaks, we work on it. So that I'm not super concerned with, but I do need to schedule it out. I believe I only have it scheduled out through this day, what I was just looking at. So this is the last day I actually have page numbers scheduled. So I'll go in and just kind of schedule it out throughout the rest of the year and kind of see. I think there's like 300 pages. So we're a little bit past halfway. I do need to add in word roots that we're kind of taking a break from, honestly, because I need to make all the copies and everything, and I just haven't had time to do that yet. So word roots will be adding back in. So this is good. This is what I like to do at the mid-year to really say, okay, are we on track with the curriculum I want to finish this year? And the answer to that is yes. We are finishing our math, our science, our history. We have some language arts things like Beowulf or IEW that I think we're going to be ending in great spots in. I'm not going to double up lessons. I think we'll be fine. IEW, I think we're actually going to finish this year. So that is my goal. I'm going to reorganize this to finish IEW. My next step is going to be, what am I going to use to fill in when our school days start dwindling? So once we get into mid-April, end of April, we are really only working on math and IEW at this point. So I need to kind of fill in our schedules, and that may be where we start doing more unit studies. At the end of last school year, we were doing like three different unit studies every day because we had so much extra time and we really love doing unit studies. So that is where I now will start planning what unit studies we're going to be doing, what I'm updating or changing. I do have one kind of major update that's happening in March. I think it's March because that's when our fourth quarter begins. Yes, so March 15th, which is not a school day, but that's when our fourth quarter starts. My oldest daughter, who's going to be going into 6th grade next year, she's actually going to be trying the independent program from Moving Beyond the Page. So this is the last, it's called a concept. So Moving Beyond the Page sells individual units, which you've all seen me use 100 times, but they also sell year-long curriculum. Their year-long curriculum is broken into 4 concepts, or 4 quarters is like what I kind of reference it as. So she's actually going to be doing the last quarter of their 5th grade because it's her last quarter of her 5th grade year. And at this point, in this level of Moving Beyond the Page, it's independent, meaning the workbooks are all student directed. It tells her exactly what to do. So she really loves moving me on the page. She responds very well to it, and she's really wanting to be very independent with her schoolwork. So I already started kind of scheduling it out. She will be working on that individually. So she's going to be doing both language arts, science, and social studies. So it's 2 lessons per day. And this is good to get her kind of in the flow of being independent and me making sure that it's going to be a solid fit for our next year's curriculum. So that is also something that I do, is if there's a new curriculum that I maybe want to incorporate next year, if I have time to test it out in our current school year, that is what I do. I did that last year with IEW and Beowulf Grammar, which is why you see it in our homeschool year now, because we kind of did a trial. So we've used Moving Me on the Page, so it's not that I've never used the curriculum. I just don't know how she's going to be doing it independently and kind of doing the 2 lessons per day. So that is what she'll be starting, which means I kind of need to compensate for my middle daughter for her language arts, science, and social studies, because again, our science will be ending, our history will be ending, and I kind of need to fill in those spots. So I feel like we're in a great spot in our mid-year check-in. I have some things to add in, some kind of schedule adjustments to make, but overall, I feel like we are on track. We are more than where I expect us to be at this point in the school year. I have a lot to honestly thank to this Homeschool Planet planner, because I planned out our entire homeschool year. Yes, I make updates, and yes, it needs to be flexible, but it has honestly kept me on track so much and kept our homeschool on track. So I do have a 30-day free trial link down below if you want to give Homeschool Planet a try, especially as you're thinking about planning for your next homeschool year. I'll give you just like a sneak peek, a very quick sneak peek, because I have a video coming out on this soon, but I have already started planning our 2024-2025 homeschool year. You can see our first day of school. I already have some of my older daughter's curriculum scheduled, and so at this Homeschool Planet planner just makes my life so much easier, and I absolutely love it, and I cannot speak highly enough of it, but that is it. So thank you so much for watching my mid-year check-in to see, are we on track, any changes, any curriculum updates. If you have questions, comments, please leave those down below in the comment section. I will be doing tons of videos coming out just talking through new curriculum updates, all of that. So make sure you're subscribed. Have a great day, guys. Bye.